The biggest challenges that face New Orleans right now, and this is across the board, I think, is leadership. And when I say leadership, I just don't mean elected officials. I mean people in New Orleans that may have community-based leadership, faith-based leadership, nonprofit-based leadership. We need to have more people taking an active role in fixing New Orleans and making it better. We can't rely on elected officials to do everything because, one, they're limited in the authority they have to do things. This truly has to be a community effort to fix New Orleans and get it on the path to prosperity that it needs to be on. And I think that's an obligation that we all have. Pick whatever area you want to work in. You want to fix the homeless problem? Do something about the homeless problem. You want to do something about affordable housing? Then work in that area as well. There's a lot of nonprofits that are here now. Many nonprofits that weren't here before the storm have popped up to do just that, to have their social agendas and make social positive change. But we have to make sure that there's enough leadership in this city to address all of those issues that we have. The second thing I think is, again, the second biggest issue we have well, it's education, but then we also have to deal with the crime issue. And crime, high poverty, high dropout rates, low graduation rates, all of that stuff is intertwined. We have to be smart about how we go about fixing New Orleans. Let's pick one thing and we work at it. Pick another thing and we work at it. And right now, I don't see that there's the very strategic ways of addressing a lot of the issues. We talk about economic development, which we should, but I don't know necessarily if we talk about the underlying issues. Poverty is a huge issue in this city. We have a lot of poor people. People joke about New Orleans being Jamaica without beaches, but we're not too far off. And we have to address those underlying systemic issues of poverty before we can ever become the type of city that everybody wants us to become. And I think that's probably an area where it's not going to get better anytime soon. It's probably going to get worse before it gets better. And I think we have to address the poverty issue, the crime issue, and public education. We still have high levels of poverty in New Orleans. We still have a public education system that's not serving all children with a quality education. I think we're getting there, but we're not doing it yet. And we have a ridiculously high crime rate in the city of New Orleans. And I think those three things are all connected, but those three things are our biggest challenges right now. Which one do you attack first? Do you deal with all of them at the same time? I think you'd have to address each of them a little bit separately. In my opinion, you would have to deal with the public education system. Once you fix public education, I think you'll see some things progressively get better. We talk about industries and companies coming here like they come to Houston and they go to Atlanta, but we're never going to get those big Fortune 500 companies to come here to provide jobs if we have a poor public education system, if we have high crime. People just aren't going to do it because that impacts our quality of life. We have to get to a point where we can truly be a city where the most at-risk, disadvantaged people actually have an opportunity to do better in life, and we're not there yet. And I think because of those three reasons, we have a ways to go. We definitely have a ways to go.